Hey, this is the Eli Show, also known as Eli the Real Estate Show. Let me start off by playing my intro, and then we will get started, guys. Here we go. Give me a second, guys. Give me 1 millisecond. We're going to start my intro. And you guys are going to love my show. You're going to learn a lot. It's all about real estate. Let me sit down, guys. We're going to have a good discussion about real estate. Here we go, guys. Let this song play out. We're going to love this show, guys. Excuse me, I burped. This is my intro music. For those of you guys who are wondering, this is my intro. Because we're going to do some live recording today, guys. This is my intro music. Tell me, how do you like the intro music? On this program, we're going to be discussing real estate. Real estate is what we're going to be talking about, and other things. This is my intro music for those of you guys who are wondering. I'm new to YouTube. My name is Eli West, and this is going to be my intro music. Yeah, we are starting the Eli West Show live on YouTube. This is my intro, and we're going to be discussing a lot on real estate. You're gonna love this program, guys. Let the intro music finish playing. This is my intro music. What you are hearing in the background is my intro music. That's what you're hearing in the background. My intro music. That's right. My intro music is almost done. Once the intro music goes away, we'll get started, guys. I'm brand new to YouTube. My name is Eli West. Here we go. Now it's winding down. And now we can start our show. So, my name is Eli West, the real estate guys. Tell me, how did you like my intro? Did you love it? Because this is how I'm going to start the program off. Today, I want to talk to you guys something about real estate. Something that you guys may not be aware of. Are you trying to buy a house right now? If you are, don't do it. The markets out here are really ratchet right now. And the markets out here are corrupt. And right now, the banks are not so reluctant to give loans out like they used to. Are you trying to buy a house right now? A lot of you guys today are not understanding that you do not need a bank to open up a house. Or excuse me, you don't need a bank. You don't need a bank to get a loan for the house. That's what I meant to say. Let me say it again because I kind of messed up there. You don't need a bank to get a loan for the house. That's what I was trying to say. And why are we having this discussion? Well, because a lot of people are borrowing debt that they cannot pay back. And so today we're going to talk about how to buy a house without taking out any loans or any loan measures or anything like that. We're going to talk about how to buy a house without having to go to a bank. First, what you need to know is that you can buy a house used. You can buy used homes. Did you know that? Did you guys know that you can buy a used home? Yeah. You can buy a used home. Okay? There are ways to on Craigslist. There are ways on Craigslist, eBay, and Amazon where you can buy a used home. And if you are just starting out buying a home and you're just barely learning the ropes to real estate, I want to let you guys know this, that you need to take it slow. You need to take things slow. And let me introduce myself again. Hi, my name is Eli West, 675, the real estate guy. All I do on this program is talk real estate. All I do on this program is to confirm real estate. That's all I do is talk real estate on this program. So now let me get back to my point. Oh, and by the way, that music that you were hearing in the background, that's my intro music. Because I got people asking me, man, what is that music playing in the background? That is my intro music. So what you guys got to understand is that was my intro music, okay? Because I get people asking me all the time, what is that noise in the background? That is my intro music. So now I'll get back to the point. When you buy a home, you want to buy a used home. Buy the house used. Okay? You can go on Craigslist. You can also go on eBay. There's Amazon. There's all kinds of websites out there that sell used homes. But you want to buy the house used. Especially when you are first starting out buying a home. You want to buy the house used. Okay? So let's confirm that. A used home. Second, understand when you buy a used home that you're going to have to make fixes on it. Don't be afraid to make fixes on your home. Don't be afraid to buy a used home. Don't be afraid to make fixes on this home. And guys, even though I'm new to YouTube, guys, listen to me. Guys, even though I'm new to YouTube, guys, on this program, you're going to see me do a lot of remodeling homes, deconstructing homes. You're also going to see me doing more repairing homes, remodeling homes. That's a crucial one. I want to really focus on remodeling homes. Okay, make sure you support me on that. Okay, guys, I really want to focus on remodeling homes. You're going to see me detailing homes. You might even see me building homes. Why? Because I want to show you guys that in real estate, you don't need a lot of money to buy a home. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is you need a lot of money to buy a home, but that's not true. Okay? You can be an average person and still buy a home. And you don't need to take out a loan. You don't need to go into debt. Makes no sense to do that. It's not even reasonable to do that. Heck, it's not even rational for you to do that. Buy a small home and then make fixes on the home. You can remodel a home, and if you watch my YouTube channel, you're going to see me do that a lot. I'm going to be doing a lot of remodeling homes. You're going to be seeing me do that a lot on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a lot of remodeling homes. Okay? You're also going to see me buy a lot of homes on YouTube. Why am I buying a lot of homes on YouTube? Because I want to show you guys how easy it is to buy a home and to remodel it, to detail it, how to remodel a home and how to detail it. Guys, did you know that even if you're not that good at remodeling homes, did you know that you could pay a company to remodel your home? Angelus is a good place for that. If you go to Angelus, they'll remodel a whole entire home for you. Also, if you go to Home Depot, you know that place where people go to buy tools and to buy plumbing parts and to buy all the construction equipment? Home Depot? Well, you can also go to Home Depot and they'll remodel a home for you. Also, Lowe's will remodel a home for you. Lowe's has been very cool with me. They'll even remodel a home for you if you let them. I'm sure Lowe's will even recommend you parts to build your home. But guys, what you guys got to get used to is remodeling your home. Because if you remodel your own home, can no one take it away from you? That's your house. And so what you got to do is you got to buy small homes and then you got to remodel them. That's the key to getting into real estate. Another way to get into real estate is to make the other person sell you the deed to their home. That's another way to get into real estate. Make the person sell you the deed to their home. Now, I must remind you, if you ever take access to the deed or put your name on the deed, once you put your name on the deed, you are now responsible for making payments on that home. So you better be careful before you sign the deed. Make sure you know what you're doing. Be very, very careful. Because once your name goes on the deed, you will be responsible and notified of paying that loan off. Okay? Another thing too. Ask the banks. That's if you want to go to the banks. I don't recommend it. But that's if you really want to go to the banks. You can ask the banks if they can give you a home mortgage loan, which is very small. But that means you're going to have to buy a smaller house, which is okay, because that's what we preach on this show, buying a smaller home and making sure that the house is right for you. Don't worry about impressing everyone else. The home must match you, and it must match what you like and what your views are. So don't worry about what other people think, and don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Let me just say this right now. A lot of you guys who are trying to keep up with the Joneses, stop it. You need to stop it. All this nonsense about keeping up with the Joneses, all this nonsense about trying to get attention, stop it. So many of you are going into debt trying to keep up with the Joneses. You need to buy a small home and just fix it. Like a fix-up home, a nice fix-up. You can do a nice fix-up home and just fix it up. And that's what most of you need to do. And I'll make another separate video on that. Most of you guys need to get a small fix-up of a home. Don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses. Buy a home that's right for you. Okay, so we already talked about land deeds. You can ask your friend or someone that you know to sell you the land deed, but if you do that, you are now on the hook for making payments. So make sure, and again, be careful when you do that. Another way you can get into real estate, guys, is by having, now this is different than a land deed. This is going to be more of a real estate deed. A real estate deed is you and the guy will go to the bank and he will basically sign a waiver or a title saying that he no longer wants the house and he's going to give it to you. But then in that case, you would have to fork over some payments, which would make you responsible for payments on that house. So be very mindful when you do stuff like that. Also, if the guy sells you the title, another way to get into the real estate business is have the guy sell you the title to the home. But what you want to do with this title is you want to ask that person if you can live with them. So that way you guys can share payments, but after the payments are paid up, he directly gives you the home. Okay? So there's so many ways to do real estate, and you don't have to be rich to do real estate. Okay? You don't. Now, I'm going to go ahead and transition, and I want to talk to you guys about something. Okay? A lot of people are losing their homes. Why? Because they're borrowing money from the banks. Guys, let me just say this. I'm not a huge fan. I am not a huge fan of borrowing money from the banks. The reason why is because the lender is always more powerful than the borrower. And you're going to hear me say this a lot. The lender is always more powerful than the borrower. Let me say it one more time. The lender is always more powerful than the borrower. Okay? It's not a win-win situation for you guys. You guys who like to borrow money and stuff like that, you're going to go into debt trying to buy a home. It's not worth it. Because the lender is always more powerful than the borrower. Remember that. So anytime you try to borrow money, you're actually borrowing against yourself. And what happens is, if you don't make the payments, the bank can foreclose on your house. And then you can lose your house. Guys, if you don't want that happening to you, you need to own your own home. But it needs to be a small home, a small house. You notice how I keep saying small? It needs to be a small home, a small house, a house that you can make fixes on, a house that you can fix up, a house that you can do remodeling on. It needs to be that kind of house. Do not, and I do mean, do not try to buy a large home, especially if you cannot afford it. Okay? Because you're going to end up like most of these guys losing your homes. And if that's not your intention, if your intention is not to lose your home, then you got to quit. You got to quit trying to keep up with the Joneses. Buy a used home that you have to make fixes on. Make fix-ups. Make a fix-up on it. Remodel homes. And you guys are going to see me do that a lot here on YouTube. You're going to see me do that a lot here on YouTube. Which I'm very new, by the way. I'm very new to YouTube. And you're going to see me do a lot of fixings, a lot of remodelings. I'm going to also tell you some do's and don'ts. One thing the media does not want you to know is that back in 2007, 2008, when the housing market collapsed, guess who got bailed out? The banks. But guess who else got bailed out? Irresponsible homeowners got bailed out. Guess who else got bailed out? Irresponsible real estate agents got bailed out. Yep. This is one reason why you need to be careful before you go to a real estate agent to go buy a home. The only time I contact a real estate agent is if I want to get information about a house. That is it. I will not ever buy from a real estate agent unless unless they're willing to make a deal with me. Because you guys just don't understand. A lot of you guys are losing your homes and not realizing the real estate agencies are responsible for that. The banks are too. Okay? Be very careful who you buy your home off of. Also, the media doesn't want to tell you this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you this because the media is not going to tell you this. Did you know that we are in a housing bubble right now? Let me say that again. Did you know we were in a housing bubble right now? We are about to go into another collapse, and yes, that will affect real estate. We're about to go into another collapse, and yes, that's going to affect real estate. So what you guys got to understand is buying a used home is crucial right now. You really need to buy a used home. Like, I'm being serious. You really need to buy a used home. Do not buy a brand new house. Do not buy a brand new house right now. The economy is about to collapse, and guess what's going to happen? When it collapses, the banks are going to foreclose on your homes. Why? Because you're not going to be able to make payments on the home. You're not going to be able to look after the home. You're not going to be able to care for the home. So the banks will eventually charge you interest, more interest on the home, and they're going to foreclose on your house eventually. This is why, guys, you need to buy a small home. Small, something that you can afford. Small, so when the housing market collapses, your home is not affected. Small, because you want to remodel your home. Guys, like I said in my last video, take Legos for an example. Have you ever played with Legos? Remember when you were a kid? Think back when you were just a kid. Have you ever played with Legos? Legos, right? With Legos, you're able to take it apart and play with them, right? Remember when you were a kid? You used to play with Legos, right? Think back. So with Legos, you can take it apart and put them back together, right? Take it apart and put them back together, right? Well, guess what? Take a guess. You can do that with a house too. Just like when you were a kid. Remember when you used to play with Legos? You used to pull them apart, put them back together, pull them apart, put them back together. Okay, guess what? You can do that with a house too. You can do that with a house. With a house, if you buy a used home, and you notice how I keep saying used home, if you buy a used home, you can remodel it. You can remodel a nice house for very cheap. And it would be like Legos. You can build on it. You can take it apart, put it together whenever you want. You can build on that home. That's why I don't understand. That's why I don't understand why people are buying brand new homes. It's not necessary. It's not necessary for you to buy a brand new home. It's not necessary for you to go get a nice house when you could do with Legos and just rebuild your own home. You could do that with anything. You could do that with a car. You could do that with a home, especially a home. And you're going to see me do that a lot on this video. You're going to see me do this a lot on this YouTube channel. I am going to rebuild homes like Legos. We're gonna remodel a home. You know, we're gonna be able to add whatever we want to, subtract whatever we want to. It's our house, so we could do whatever we want with it. We can take it apart. We can remodel it, sell it, or not sell it. I recommend you just keep remodeling and just keep building on the home. And you're gonna see me do that with a home, houses, and trailer parks. Trailers, let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with living in a trailer. Let me say that again. There's nothing wrong with living in a trailer. Okay? If you're just starting off buying a home, try living in a trailer and see if you can handle that. And we're going to be doing some remodeling on trailers even. You're going to see me do remodeling on all kinds of homes. Also, when you go on eBay, Craigslist, and Amazon, you can buy a house for $35,000. Sometimes for $45,000 on Amazon, Craigslist, even on eBay. You could buy a house for $45,000. That's why it doesn't make sense to buy a brand new home. You can remodel your own home. And if you don't know anything about construction or anything about tools, construction, or plumbing or electric, that's okay. Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those places, Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those places, they can remodel, install things for you, build things from you. Also, there's a group called Angie List. Angie List can remodel, install, build things for you, do a lot for you. So you don't have to know how to do construction or plumbing or anything like that. They'll remodel your home. There's people that remodel your home for you. Like for an example, if you go on Angie's List, they will remodel a home for you. So don't worry if you don't know how to do it. It's okay. Guys, I am new to YouTube. Okay? But you can watch my channel on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I always upload on Facebook. You can do two things on my Facebook. You can read my post because I post heavily on Facebook. But I also make live videos on Facebook. So make sure you support my YouTube channel and you also support my Facebook channel. Make sure you support my YouTube channel but also support my Facebook channel. I make live videos on Facebook and I'm also on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. My name is Eli West, 675, the real estate guy. Guys, I love you. Keep supporting my channel. I'm new to YouTube. As you can tell, I'm very new to YouTube. I'm also new to a lot of these channels. So keep supporting me. Thank you, and I love you. God bless. And don't go into debt. Whatever you do, don't go into debt. And I'll tell you what to do if the landlord ever tries to kick you out or if the banks try to foreclose on your home. I will teach you what to do and what not to do. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.